Hey, what's up everyone? Tato Khadebe here. Welcome back to the channel once again. If you're a new member and you are watching my videos for the first time, I want to say welcome to you. You are at the right place if you're looking for anything to do with jewelry design, jewelry business, and just overall entrepreneurship. That's what I try to cover on this channel. So if you are new, thank you so much for choosing to view my videos. And if you are somebody who is returning for the multiple time, I want to say thank you once again. You guys are really amazing, and I really do appreciate all the subscriptions that I've gotten over the last couple of months. We are once again still on that road to 1,000. I think right now we are sitting on 931, I think. So about 69 more subscribers until we reach that 1,000 mark. And to those new people who are watching my videos for the first time and haven't yet subscribed, please do me that favor and hit that subscribe button down below. It doesn't cost you anything. I say that all the time, but it will help the channel quite a lot, and it'll help me to reach that milestone. So please do consider doing that. So for today's video, I'm doing another one of the sit down videos. I actually ran a poll on YouTube. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago, where I was asking people what kind of videos do they prefer. I've actually got the results over here so you can have a look. A lot of the people, most of the votes rather, went to the manufacture videos, which is not surprising, but there were people who voted for the sit down videos as well. So it's important that I cover all my bases. Obviously most of the videos that I've put out on the video are the manufacture videos, but there are people who are interested in the sit down videos, so I am making sure that I can cater to those people as well. So yeah, so for today's video, we are going to be talking about the 8 reasons why having an e-commerce business is better than having a brick and mortar business. Obviously these are all in my opinion, and they are skewing towards the e-commerce business because I myself, if you are new to the channel, I have my own e-commerce business, e-commerce jewelry design business, and I found a lot of benefits to having that as opposed to having a brick and mortar. So based on my own experience, that's what my list of 8 benefits will be based on. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, do stick around and let's get started with today's video. All right, so number 1, we have reaching a wider audience. So e-commerce businesses have the ability to reach a much wider audience than your traditional brick and mortar business, as you can sell your products and businesses to anyone from anywhere in the world. We live in an age right now where people are very much interested in convenience, and if you can offer a service that covers the whole ability to be convenient, where people don't have to stand up and go to a specific place to receive something. In today's day and age, you've got a very much a winning formula. So if you think of products, or rather services such as Uber Eats or Mr. Delivery, and in South Africa we've got Takealot. Internationally there's Amazon, where you order products online and then it gets delivered to you. And people do really, in today's day and age, people do like that kind of stuff because it makes things a lot easier. People are busy with a lot of other things, and having to stop what you're doing so that you can go and buy something is something that people are not really interested in doing. You can order your groceries online as well, and then it gets delivered to you. So there's a lot of these kinds of online businesses and platforms that do exist, and that's kind of where we are right now. So being able to reach that audience is something that is quite beneficial, and it can only exist online. It's not something that can happen with a brick and mortar business. Number 2 would be you have lower overhead costs. So by starting an e-commerce business, you can save money on overhead costs such as rent, utilities, and just basically all other expenses that are associated with having a physical store. So I'll tell you a little story about a brick and mortar business that I had we opened it in late 2018, or rather the business was conceptualized, or no, let me rather say this, I joined the business in late 2018, and it was still in the building phase at that stage, because the plan was for us to open on New Year's Eve going into 2019, right? It was a shisanyama business. So I joined, it was me and 3 other guys. We opened a business it was located in Midrand. And, the business started, it was a very great idea. The location was also quite nice. And we thought, this is something that's going to hit the ground running, and, we are going to get going and things are gonna fly from there. It was a shisanyama business, but also it was a car wash, and we had plans of expanding it and having maybe a section for like a barber shop or that kind of thing. The idea was for if somebody was gonna go on a Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, there's a specific place that you'll go where you can have some good food, and then your car will be washed, and we had all these grand ideas. So as much as we had these ideas, we still had to make sure that the business was running successfully. Unfortunately, we didn't do an effective job at marketing the business. So people didn't know about our business really. We'd get customers here and there, but the customers that we were getting or the money that we were making was not enough to cover our overhead costs. And we ended up getting to a stage where the business had to unfortunately close. And the main reason for it closing was because we couldn't keep up with the rental payments anymore. It was expected that we would be paying for the initial few months for rent and utilities and so on out of our own pockets, but it went on for too long, to a point where we had to make the decision to close the business. And there were other issues apart from the rent that just made the whole experience not as successful as it could have been. And I think in hindsight, because the following year being 2020 and the lockdown having happened, we probably would have had to close the business down in any case. So we kind of just cut the cord before it got too out of hand. And it was a lesson for myself and obviously for the business partners that the traditional way of doing things and doing things, we were marketing using flyers, handing them out at robots or putting them on people's windscreens at the malls. We were using, the non-traditional ways of advertising on social media and the like. And unfortunately, it didn't quite work out. The overheads just got too big and we couldn't sustain the business. So unfortunately, the business had to close because of that. So that was a lesson for all of us. And I haven't had a brick and mortar business since then, which is why after that happened, I just kind of decided, let me just focus and stick to my jewelry business and see where this goes. Maybe later on down the line, we can look into having another brick and mortar business, which, a lot of due diligence has to happen in order for that to happen. So yeah, overheads are a very big downside to having that kind of business. But fortunately, if you do have an online business, there's not much of that to worry about. And then for number 3, a benefit would be flexibility. So with an e-commerce business, you can operate your business from anywhere as long as you have a computer, or in any case, actually, a nice device and an internet connection. Whether you're working from home or whether you're working on the road or from any kind of remote location, an e-commerce business gives you the flexibility to work whenever and wherever you please. So being able to wake up in the morning and open your laptop and you log into the platform that you are working from, and the business can run from that platform, and you don't really have to leave the specific place that you are at. I think that is quite a big benefit for choosing an e-commerce business over brick and mortar. I'll use the example of the lockdown situation. Being in that situation, we weren't allowed to leave our homes in any case. So if you did have a business that relied on people coming to you, your business was unfortunately going to suffer during that time because people were not allowed to be there physically. Whereas if you had a business, or you have a business that is predominantly online, then at least you know that you can still continue to make some sort of money and profit while working from anywhere, especially during a time like that. No one's to say that another lockdown or another pandemic is not going to happen. Anything can happen in this day and age. So even if you have a brick and mortar business, I would suggest maybe looking at options of how you can look at making parts of your business accessible to online in case stuff does happen and you have to kind of focus on working online exclusively, because that flexibility of having an online business is quite an important one. And then for number 4, it is very easy to set up. So setting up an e-commerce business is typically easier and faster than setting up a brick and mortar business, as you can use pre-built platforms and tools to be able to get started as quickly and as easily as possible. So platforms such as Shopify have pre-built templates that one can use. So you just choose that template, and then if you've got images of your product or your service, you just put them up on the website, and then people can choose from your options, and then the business can get running in that way. So there's many others apart from Shopify. I'm using Shopify as an example because at the moment, that's the platform that I am busy looking at using for my website. For those of you, just on a side note, if you do log into my website at the moment, you'll see that it says it's under construction. That's because we are making some changes to the website, and we are moving it from one platform and moving it to another one, which is Shopify, because it's a much easier and much more user-friendly platform to use. So I'm using real life examples right now because of what I'm seeing while building out this new website, that, you know, anything that you are trying to do, whether it is pre-built, like I'm saying, or if you want to build your own, if you've got your own kind of ideas and platform ideas that you want to do for your website, a platform like Shopify will make that a lot easier. Disclaimer, I'm not being sponsored by Shopify or anything like that. It's just a platform that I really I'm enjoying using at the moment. Yeah, going online would be, you know, the best option for kind of longevity for your business. Number 5, you've got 24-hour availability. So with an e-commerce business, you can sell your products and your services around the clock, even when you are not working. So even if, let's say, you are sleeping, because you have an online business, you are still able to sell some products. This is a nice way to increase your sales, especially if you're sleeping, because it just means that at any time people can log into your website, buy the product, and then they can you know, make the purchase that way. This is very useful for, you know, the different time zones that we're in. Being located in South Africa, maybe I'm about to get ready to go to sleep. People in Australia are then able to buy the products while I'm, you know, in getting ready to go to bed. So, you know, that 24-hour availability is a very big plus for having an online business. Number 6, we've got a big benefit of having an online business is data-driven insights. So with an e-commerce business, you have access to a wealth of information and a wealth of data and insights about your customers, you know, their preferences and their behaviors. And, you know, this information can help you make informed decisions about your business and then ultimately improve your overall performance. So if you go into the back end of whichever platform that you're using, you are able to see very detailed information about the type of customer that's going in, whether, you know, their gender, you know, the race, their demographic, where they are logging in from, obviously the type of products that they are leaning towards. So that kind of information makes it a lot easier for you to track and see what are people interested in, so that you are able to tap more into that product to make sure that it is more easily available for them. If you're not tracking the data and you're just kind of doing things just by feel, you are not going to be giving them what they are looking for, and it's going to be, you know, sort of a downfall for your business a little bit, because you are basically just doing the business for you. If you're trying to make any sort of money, it's important that you are looking at what your customer is looking for and you are delivering on that. Only once you get to a stage where, for instance, you've built enough of a name for yourself and people are willing to buy anything that you're selling because of your name, until that happens, you need to basically look at what your customers are looking for and then sell that. Number 7, we've got lower marketing costs. So with an e-commerce business, you can use digital marketing tools and strategies to reach your target audience and drive sales, often at a much lower cost than your traditional marketing methods. So the way that marketing kind of works in today's day and age, social media is one of the biggest drivers of marketing that people are focusing on, or business people are focusing on today. This is because with social media, you are able to, one, make them as creative as you want. And you know that once you put it out there, and if you've got a big enough audience, people are more likely to reshare the content, and then it's going to reach that wider audience. And you are able to tap into where people's attention is. People's attention is on social media, all types, whether it's Facebook, it's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok being, you know, one of the biggest ones. And nowadays you can use those platforms to be able to reach your target market, and the cost of using social media are quite low. If you do want to reach a much wider audience, my suggestion would be to use the paid advertising on social media, using things such as, you know, Facebook ads, there's Instagram ads, TikTok has that as well. Even on YouTube, I discovered recently that there are ads, paid ads that you can use on YouTube. So as much as the free stuff is nice and you can reach a nice audience, going for the paid option is also something that is quite useful. And the costs aren't really that exorbitant. You know, the nice thing is it'll give you the estimate of how many people it'll reach, depending on what you're paying. So the bigger your budget, the more people and the longer the amount of reach it'll have. So, you know, the marketing online in today's day and age, it really does trump your traditional ways of doing marketing. And then last but not least, number 8 would be personalization and customization. So with e-commerce, you can personalize and customize your offerings to meet the specific needs and preferences of your customers, helping you to stand out in a crowded market and increase customer loyalty. So being able to look, once again, going back to my previous points, if you're able to see what your customers are interested in buying, or where they are leaning towards when they are buying, the kind of products or the style of products that they're buying, you can then quickly pivot and make sure that the biggest product offering that you've got feeds that hunger that the customer has. So if you know that, for instance, I have my target audience would be a 25-year-old black female who is interested in neck pieces that are not so grand, they must be quite dainty and they must be quite delicate, you are able to then make those customizations so that you can reach that target audience at a better pace. By being able to customize and, you know, personalize the product, it also shows that you are paying attention to your customers, and customers enjoy it when they see the feedback that you're giving them is being implemented. It shows that you are not just doing something for the sake of doing it. You are actually listening and paying attention to their movements, and you are then able to answer the questions that they have, and you're able to give them exactly what it is that they're looking for. So I think that is a very important benefit of having an e-commerce business. Okay, so that's today's video. Those were the 8 benefits of having an e-commerce business over a brick and mortar business. As I said, these are just some examples that I have found in my own business, using the example of having a brick and mortar and how it worked in comparison to now having an e-commerce business. And, you know, the benefits of having the e-commerce outweighs the benefits of having a brick and mortar, you know, tenfold. So it's definitely something that I would recommend for anybody to go into if you're trying to go into business. You can go the brick and mortar route, of course, later on at a later stage, because it is nice to see the products in a physical store. It just makes it, I think from a psychological point of view, it is a nice feeling to see all the work that you've put in. But I think if you're starting out and, you know, for less stress, an e-commerce business kind of makes sense for me. So yeah, if you found this video interesting and you did enjoy it, please, if you don't mind, please share it with anyone who would be interested in looking at what the benefits are of having an e-commerce business. And yeah, man, thank you so much once again for tuning into my channel, and, you know, for the continued support that I am getting. As I did say earlier on, my website is under construction at the moment, but, you know, I'm still available on social media. All my social media pages are still up and running. The website will be up and running once again pretty soon. We're just doing a couple of things to make sure that it's an even better experience for everyone. So I just wanted to make that an announcement. And once again, we are still on that road to 1,000 subscribers. We are about 69 subscribers short as from the moment I'm dropping this video. So thank you again to the 931, that's my maths. My maths is correct. Thank you to the 931 subscribers that we have so far. Crossing fingers for the other 69. And yeah, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be sitting where I'm sitting right now. So I do appreciate all of the love and the support that everyone has been giving me. So that's today's video, and until we do meet again, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we will chat again very, very soon. Peace.